thatmovieguyUK.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome for the very first time, and today we will be talking about a film that has been very divisive within cinema friends for about 12 months now, and that is The Painted Bird. I initially heard about this at Venice Film Festival. People said, oh yeah, it's 3 hours of pure harrowing pain, and I said to myself, I don't think I can sit in a cinema for 3 hours during one of the hottest seasons on the Lido that I've ever witnessed and go through this. And then a few of my friends again then said that it was a masterpiece, and others. So it kept my intrigue, and then to find out that it was eventually coming out in the UK, but it was delayed because of Corona, I was just like, okay, luckily enough I had a screener for this, so I get to sit in my house and watch it as I wanted. So let's get cracking. The Painted Bird tells the story of a young Jewish boy in Poland who seeks refuge in the forest during World War II, where he encounters many different characters. The Painted Bird, they say, is incarnate. It grabs you by the jugular and just doesn't let you go. It is such a harrowing film that kind of emphasizes the cruelty of man and the way that we have treated one another in various histories of our life. Obviously, I'm not meaning us personally, but just humanity in general. And I think the Second World War is a perfect encapsulation of horror within itself. We didn't really know exactly what was going to happen, what was going on to certain people. And I think Painted Bird kind of gives you this notion. But what the problem with The Painted Bird is that it repeats itself in cycles that don't necessarily give it the justice that it deserves, because the book that it's based on is a lot more acclaimed than I personally believe The Painted Bird actually is. I saw this film in a way where Václav Mahur just wants to regurgitate the same message: pain, sadness, death, and the horrors of war. And I think through the whole process of this film, I just thought to myself, well, I'm not getting anything else from it. And it's a bit of a shame in that way, but I think 169 minutes for a film like this is just something that is just not needed. And something a lot more condensed maybe would have had more of a stronger impact, just as when you think about a film like Come and See, that has more of a motion that continues a drive and has more of a prowess and a poignant message. This does not. And as I've said, condensing it may have made it something a bit more unique. Going from this, though, it is an immaculate film to watch within its artistry. I think the black and white monochrome element kind of puts you in this kind of moment. There's no sense of colour. The world is really dying around us. And I think this is kind of the coldness that is built within the ambience of it. But also, I really thought the tight framing at times when we have close-ups of the boy is something that's very creepy, very atmospheric. And I think when we have these moments, you kind of have more of a chill to yourself. And then also when we open up to wider frames, so then Petr Kotla, who plays the young boy, we see him in the center of the frame, and then there's a bigger world around him. We don't really know what's going to happen next. We don't really know who's going to come into the scene. We don't know what's going to happen to him. And I think this kind of ambience of very basic filmmaking kind of created something a lot more. And I kind of wish that this kind of flow would have continued, but it just comes in and out and it kind of disappears. But when we speak of Petr Kotla, who is the young boy, I think it is an astounding performance for such a young man to give. And I think, I don't really know how Václav Mahur got away with union laws and things with this. It truly is a very brutal performance and something that you do not wish upon anybody. And I think for him to actually have had such a young actor to play this, and for the scenes to have happened the way they've happened, it's gripping in that way, but you just want it to end. I think that's the weird thing. And you have obviously something, people like Udo Kier, we have Stellan Skarsgård in this film coming in for fragments, and honestly, I just didn't feel necessarily connected with anything. It's very distant, and I think it's just more of an observational film. Udo Kier actually walked out of the premiere of this film at Venice, FYI, to tell you enough there. And I believe, from what I remember, Stellan Skarsgård actually fell asleep, according to my friend, while watching it. So, yeah, it's a very bizarre film, and I understand why some people will consider it to be a masterpiece or consider it to be a very well laid film. But unfortunately, repetitive cycles kind of ruined it for me, and I kind of want more people to see it for the reason of I'm more interested to see if there is another concept or other ideas. Painted Bird will be available in UK cinemas and also online from the 11th of September. So when you watch it, let me know, come back and share your thoughts. If you've seen it already, comment below in my comment section. I will be very interested to see what you actually thought of it and if we have different opinions. So yeah. So big thanks to anybody that watched my I'm Thinking of Ending Things review. I think that did quite well. A lot of interesting things coming up. So stay tuned and like, share, subscribe, do what you please. And as we always say on this channel, diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns, and obviously never change. And good luck with the Painted Bird. Bye.